Doing well.
Good.
Okay.
And yourself.
I am cool in the game. Would you like to introduce yourself from left to right?
I guess I'll start it. My name is
You
Clay.
on the left, pimping.
Oh, that's what it is? To
Yes,
the left,
sir.
to the left.
Yes, sir.
My name's Clay. Father of 3.
Like long walks on the beach.
Nah, not really. But I damn
You
so
don't love
like
them
going to the
hoes?
beach if she right, though.
Oh, look. Look, we know who you are on the show now.
All right. Yeah,
That's
I am single, ladies. Don't trip.
Look, his number is 562. Okay. All right, sir.
Mike Davis, founder of Trojan Tax Pros, where we fight on for your refund. Holla at me.
That's
Let's go.
right.
Okay.
I'm Todd Reed, CEO of Court Customs and co-host of Just Lounging podcast.
Oh, what's Just Lounging about?
Just Lounge is just what we doing right here. We always just lounging,
For sure.
talking to shit, smoke a cigar. If you smoke the other shit, you know what I mean?
For sure. We
Talk
got
business and shit.
Mm-hmm.
you. For sure. I've been on that show. I appreciate it.
Yes, man.
All right, and
I don't know what to say, so my name is Van. That's it.
Hey.
That's all I do.
that's all he do. So what I wanted to do, actually, Mike introduced me to something. Mike, you want to get a summary of kind of what you sent me, the title, and tell me why you sent it to me?
Mike, do I remember?
You remember? He just don't want to get in trouble. He didn't want me to bring it up.
It's not about getting in trouble. I'm like, I'm trying to remember. It was a video by a guy. It was like, man, in the gist of it, I won't give the official name and title, but in the gist of it, he's talking about, kind of the mental aspects of marriage and dating and like why we choose the partners we choose at a psychological level. And he kind of summarizes it basically by saying that ultimately we end up choosing the partners that are the most familiar. So even if we were raised in, parental relationships that were not the most positive, we usually end up picking partners that somewhat resemble those relationships. And so I thought it was kind of interesting, and I shot it to her to let her check it out,
Pick
see
it
what
apart.
she thought. Right.
Pick it apart. Do you see validity to it in your life? Do you see validity to it?
In my life, I don't personally see much validity to it, but I think there's some truth to it from what I've seen overall in the overall landscape of dating and marriage and all the above.
I got that. Anybody else want to chime in?
I don't want to touch that right now.
Why? No?
Not yet. I'm gonna hear another take on that.
Okay. You want to go with the senior?
As far as what? Dating and marriage?
Well, being kind of drawn to what's familiar to you, as opposed to, I guess, maybe what you may, I'm not gonna say need, but maybe you have a group of young women and you talk to them and you end up kind of gravitating towards that familiarity that's familiar with maybe your background, what you know, and if I remember right, he was saying that may not, in fact, be the best option for you, but that's where you go because that's where you're the most comfortable.
Right. I just found it. The title of it was called "Why You Will Marry the Wrong Person" by At the School of Life. So
yeah,
shout out to whoever this dude was.
But do you think that breaks down into settling?
Why do you always answer my question?
I know what the question, huh? I'm just saying, but that would be my thing. That a lot of times people grab someone or get someone because we might be cool at the beginning or we like the same things or, just for that. That don't mean we should get married. That don't mean I need to be with you. That mean to be in a relationship with you. I like hanging out with you. We cool.
Right.
But we're not relationship people.
Right. And what I think also what that suggests is maybe we do it unconsciously.
I can see that. Yeah.
Right. So unless we kind of talked about it before, unless you're trying to make a hard left from what you know, we usually do it unconsciously.
Yeah. I can. That, and a lot of times, like I said, I think we still settle sometimes. We get to the point where, damn, I done been through him, or her, and her. I get along with this one better, or he's cool, he does this, or he provides, or she provides, and you know, vice versa, whether it's man or woman. But I got to speak from a man's perspective. And so, okay, she's cool. She meets this need, skip that one, but she meets this, and that. So if I have 10 and she meets 7 of them, I'm like, shit, she the best one of all of them. So
is that
I
a
might
settle or a
that.
compromise?
I think you only settle when you
Isn't
feel
a
like
compromise
you
a
gotta
settle?
pick one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, say that again.
I think you only settle when you feel as if you have to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's
As opposed to,
Still looking.
I mean, sometimes it's just.
Hey, Mike,
Are you
Mike, you be trying to get me in trouble, bro, with so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you. I'm
wasn't
just
me.
saying, and this is not a proponent of polygamy or not being against monogamy or all of the above. I'm saying, you know, who you are today is not who you were yesterday, and it's not who you're gonna be tomorrow.
I feel that.
And marriage is big business.
Yes.
I haven't seen
Absolutely.
anybody who gets a wedding dress for free.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, I think when you look at the origination of marriage, or if you look at marriage at the highest levels between kings and queens, it was always about which partner did the best to further the dynasty. But it wasn't necessarily about
Love.
Love. Right.
That's
Love
hard.
is something that was sold as a commodity by
Hallmark.
corporations like Hallmark and Disney through, you know, the
fairy tale.
princess, the fairy tale, right?
Engagement
But
ring.
women bought into that heavily, though.
Heavy.
okay, so in saying that, you guys are, I'm not going to say average men, but you guys are, you guys are hardworking
I get what you
men
said.
with families. What is your take on marriage? Is this something you can do without? Is this something that you have a definition of it that does not meet the universal definition?
I think truthfully, men, we are not raised or geared or saying grow up to get married.
Okay.
That's more of a woman's thing to me.
I
Women
understand.
looking for the little house, the picket fence, and the 2.3 whatever that shit is, but the so-called American dream.
Most women. Let's not say all.
Right. They're looking at they start off on being a bride, looking for the big wedding thing and all of those things. That's kind of more of a woman thing. Whereas a man, like, if we cool, we cool. Shit, we at the house, we good. You know.
Okay.
But now, okay, most of the time when men get married, they get married because the woman wanted to, and she keep on bugging them, and I'm ready to be married. And then he finally say, you know what? I'm with her. Fuck it, let's do it.
Okay.
Plain and simple to the fact. I mean, for the most part.
What do you think?
What do I think about?
Marriage.
I think marriage is it is a business for sure, but I think marriage is definitely for the woman that is with the fairy tale of the lifestyle. If it's not solidified, if the man is a hopeless romantic to a certain degree, he has no problem marrying his equal yoke individual. But due to tradition and religion, men have gotten married to continue status quo, as far as she's pregnant, or this is what I'm supposed to do, or following the tradition of maybe his father's footsteps or what his father didn't do. There's a lot of factors. It's hasn't been genuine in years. You know?
I'm with him on that.
Yeah.
Even
with him
engagement
on that.
engagement rings alone was a publicity stunt by a jeweler. I forgot which one it is, but that was actually for them to sell more diamonds. So
I
engagement
heard
rings didn't
that
even
before.
exist. You
Right.
should just get a wedding ring and that was it.
Right.
So-
That should be enough.
Right.
Right.
So everything has a price point on it. So like you said, it is big business, but what is authentic in this relationship? Is it because you're trying to reach this goal of being married, or is it because we really are in love with each other?
Then opening the can of worms. I want to ask this question. I don't mean open the can of worms, and if you guys decline to answer, I
Let's go
completely
fishing.
understand.
Come on.
But when you say it's the dream of a woman, now we're in this contemporary society. Matter of fact, yesterday was at the Atlanta Falcons, and one of the male cheerleader got proposed to.
You said a male cheerleader?
Yeah, got proposed to
Atlanta
by
Falcons.
his boyfriend
Oh.
at
I
the
didn't know
was
about-
is the that's NFL, right?
The Falcons. What
Yeah,
am
the
I?
Falcons.
The Falcons.
Oh, you saying
I
somebody
don't follow
proposed?
those things.
Either
Yeah.
way, somebody proposed to their
Yeah, proposed to the male cheerleader. He got
Yeah.
proposed to yesterday.
I can't say I
From a
agree with that.
female
It's
or a
just the goal of the woman. You know,
Male.
men like want to be married. Some men want to be
I
married.
think all men wouldn't mind being married. I think the outcome of what marriage
Tradition.
and and if it goes sour, the men takes the biggest blow.
Right.
We
for the
take
most part, right?
for the most part. 'Cause
Nobody cares about us
Nobody cares.
No, why do you say that?
because nobody cares about
Because
us.
because a woman can come in with 100% and a man would leave with 50%.
Well,
Let's not-
that's not necessarily true.
That is true.
Look at Kevin Featherline and Britney Spears.
I mean, we're talking about.
One in a mill.
That's what I'm saying. We talking about a small percentage,
Right.
a
Very
very
small.
small percentage,
Very
probably
small
2%
percentage. Right.
percentage in the whole world.
Very small
I
percent.
got you.
But men lose more in marriage. They do.
Well, I
That's
mean,
true.
but you know, a change has come. I mean, that's even with
We lose the
With-
children.
with-
I'm sorry
with-
to cut you off. We lose children. Nobody want to give us our children back.
Nope.
Visitation, none of that shit. It all
well,
goes
that's
directly to the woman.
not kind of different with you guys on that because that has changed.
If
See,
you don't know how
right,
to change it.
but that's the difference. A lot of people don't understand when they say go to court, go to court.
Right.
So when it comes to child
Right.
support and all those different things, see a lot of brothers don't show up. I mean, I ain't going, fuck that, whatever.
But why
They
do
ain't
we
gonna
say
catch
that
me.
though? Why do we
Because-
say we not
They'll
going?
say
Because
that
you
putting
think
a man
because
in-
automatically in our heads, oh man, they're gonna take all my money anyway.
But why do we think that
But
way?
it's true.
Because that's what they
'cause we
did.
listen- no, yeah. Once upon a time,
Right.
things have changed. And a lot of things have changed, and a lot of brothers don't understand that the key is to go into court and show. I've been with brothers sitting in court, and it turns out totally different. I'm sitting in court with one of my boys.
Mm-hmm.
One dude, this lady up there talking. The dude didn't show up, so the judge like, well, hit him for this. He works where, and he makes what? Da-da, bam, bam,
Yeah,
hit him
by
upside the
default.
head.
And he's exactly right.
My boy sitting there, he goes up on the podium. Man, judge cut everything down. Oh, you want to be in your child life and da-da-da. Okay, we're gonna half in this up and da-da-da. And it went half and half. The thing is, like I tell any brother, show up.
Right.
That's the key. It's to show up, be there. Because now you can speak for yourself some kind of way. If you're not saying anything, all they saying is, you might not even be making $100,000 a year, but guess what? He makes $100,000 a year, so we hitting you. We gonna hit you.
How many programs do you know about battered women, men versus battered women?
Yeah, but again,
I understand that they don't. It's not a bunch of them, but right.
Is it really changing the topic, or is
Yeah,
it going
it's
along
kinda
the
two
same?
different
It's
It's
kind of
changing
changing the
the
topic.
topic.
It's changing the
Because
topic.
you're talking about assault versus
your children.
My
Or
first
custody of
point
your child.
was
versus a state.
no one cares about men.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
So how is that not with the topic?
Because he's saying that's not necessarily true. When you go to court, really what it is
It's us showing up.
Look, it's us showing up, number one, and it's all about the logic, number
Yeah.
two. You know, when you talk the point that you had brought up about how men lose their money, right? The court just looking at the numbers.
Correct.
And I think that's the thing.
That's it.
Men, as men, we're much more emotional than we like to appear to be.
I agree.
Correct.
And our emotions come out
agree.
when it comes to our kids.
Yes,
Far
very
more
much
than
so.
they come
Very
out when
much
it,
so.
but they
Very
also
true.
come out when it comes to our relationships. And so 9 times out of 10, what happens is we end up in situations where we end up losing the bulk of the money or losing the kids because we either don't show up or we get aggressive or we get pissed
That's not
off
true.
because of games that get played.
That's not true though.
How-
I honestly think it depends on the
Con-
judge that you get too.
Kanye West right now.
I get what you're
Kanye
saying.
West right
got one
now
for you, too.
just made a major post about how, you know, he couldn't find the address to his daughters. This was yesterday, right? I don't know
didn't
if
see
y'all
it.
did all y'all see
No,
that?
no. So what happened?
He
I didn't
made
see
a
it.
post on Instagram Live like, yo, I'm driving around Chicago because I'm trying to find my daughter's birthday party and nobody will give me the address. I've called Kris Jenner. I've called Tristan. I talked to Tristan. Nobody will give me the address. You can pull this up.
Right.
This was a big, huge thing yesterday. He's like, yo, nobody. Then today he ended up, obviously, long story short, he ended up going to the party. Today he posts, shout out to Travis Scott. He was the only one that gave me the address to my daughter's birthday party where I was able to go and show up and be supportive and show her that, yo, I am present, that I do want to be a father, right? But the reality is what he was saying was, yo, I'm not playing into these games that people want to play. And these are the type of games that come up when you in dispute battles for custody,
Definitely.
right? And men, as men, we don't like playing them games. We be straight up.
Right.
It's my kid.
Yeah.
I should see my kid when I want to see my kid.
Right.
I'm paying this. I'm paying that. What's the problem? But we don't realize once the court is involved,
it's a total different
It's
monster.
a total different ballgame.
Right. But the
Totally
leniency, I think the leniency between men and women is that history has shown some women have been outlandish. Like I know somebody that's in something right now, they can be more outlandish and have more leniency to be more disrespectful to a present father just
doubt.
because they want to be spiteful to that father.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
For the most part, that's what it always is.
Right.
It's always being spiteful. for
Right.
the
So
most
when it
part.
comes to court, it sometimes it'll roll into court that way too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
Because
you're right.
there's nothing more sadder than a battered woman.
Right.
Oh no, of course we get
You know
that.
what I mean?
We understand that, and we all agree on that.
And what you want to hope is that you have a judge, or a person who, if it's a mediator or whatever that is, seeing what's in front of them. Like, for example, showing up, seeing that person may be spiteful, if that's what's happening, looking at the track record of, I tried to get to the birthday party, they wouldn't give me an address. 2 weeks later, I was there at the time, they showed up an hour late. Like, if you document and you come
It's
there,
not that simple all the
but
time.
but
It's really not.
I know it's not that simple at that time, but things have changed.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying they haven't.
Things
Definitely
have
changed,
changed, but
right.
I do understand they will. There's a favor always for the kids to be with their natural parents, and oftentimes I will have to say it goes to the mother.
Mm-hmm.
However,
of the time.
A lot of women
not-
are prideful too. They feel that
But-
if the kids are not with me, I'm a bad mother too.
No,
I mean,
but
it's-
that's how
I've
the
heard
father
that.
feel. That's how real daddies feel. You dig what
I
I'm
agree
saying?
with that's how real dads feel. And the thing about it too, you look sideways if a mother loses custody of her kids. It's
Definitely.
kind of like, what did
I
you
agree.
do?
I agree. Right.
But it speaks to what you're
Right.
saying too. What did you do as a woman that you lost the custody of your children? Because it very rarely happens. However, being prideful and creating a neutral and a loving environment for your children, that's different. And that's, what has to be the impression upon, the co-parenting thing.
Yeah.
It's not about the relationship anymore.
Right.
That's gone.
Well, that's the factor
And-
that people can't get over.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
That
most of the time
happens.
what it is. They can't get over the factor
That happens.
we're not together anymore.
That
Or
happens.
who are you with? Who you got around my kids? And I mean, that's
Right.
when all that kicks
And to
in.
circle back to what we initially talked about, when we talked about marriage, and you said what you end up with, being a bit more, I don't want to say, being a bit more selective, or knowing who you said that is big business, but it's big emotional business as well.
Right.
And making, when you decide to say, okay, we're going to go into a marriage, because you don't want to look at it as, nobody goes into marriage saying that I'm going to get divorced, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you watch, you were with this person so much that you watch how they handle emotional issues and, disagreements and things like that. And oftentimes, are you surprised that this happened when y'all broke up? Are you surprised that this person acted in this manner? And I'm not talking about busting windows out cars. I'm talking about going up and saying things that maybe just weren't true.
Right. Right.
We have to take more responsibility on who we couple with, because I talked about that before.
Men and
That's the
women.
mindset. Both.
Definitely.
Because I hear women talk about he ain't shit in it. Well, why did you have a child
That
with
part.
him
That
if
part.
he ain't
That's like a
shit?
big,
Cause
big.
Yeah,
good.
that's all,
I mean, that's the thing.
Plenty
There,
girls do the
Well,
same
think about
Nah,
it.
but let's be
That's
real.
like-
I mean,
Let's be
all
real.
of
my
them
language.
ain't nothing.
no, it's all right. The nappy can
they
be
get
good
mad,
and the penis can
you
be
know
good,
what the
but
streets
we
is,
are an
though.
adult, and there are ways to prevent a child.
Right.
It's somebody I really like spending time with, but he's not father material in my eyes, or he's not co-parenting material in my
Right,
eyes.
there you go.
I can't communicate with him, and if we have to get to the point of trying to communicate for a child, I can see that being a challenge. So we gonna hit 7-Eleven, a CVS, and do what we
Plan
need
B.
to do. Plan
Plan
B
B.
hurts my heart.
Right,
Plan
right,
A is
right.
go to CVS and just,
Get that back.
take more responsibility in the inception of all this.
Gotcha.
That's why, like I've talked about it before, relationships don't work, but I'm not going to badmouth the man that I chose to have children with.
As you should not. And I think it should be
And
vice
I don't
versa.
think
And it
men
be
should
vice versa.
badmouth the
Right.
women they chose to have
Right.
children with. You went in
Well,
that.
you know what?
Yeah, I'm about
But
to
I
say,
think that's more or less
Yeah.
not towards the kids, or not say that to the kids or around the kids. because you guys just may not get along, and you can't stand that bastard, and he can't stand your ass.
Right, and people evolve, people
Right.
change.
But
So
my thing
some
is,
people
it should be at the fact when it comes to the kids, that's not a conversation.
absolutely.
Your mom's great. She's a good person. Your dad's a good guy. Because they're going in between the both of you guys. And even when you get with that new individual that you're going to be with, whether you're the man or the woman, they shouldn't have nothing to do with this conversation or situation.
I
Period.
agree.
Can I chime on that though?
For sure.
I can't say I fully agree. Here's what I can say from my experience. My mom and dad weren't together from the jump. My mom never bashed my pops,
Right.
but she always presented a very unbiased opinion of him.
Right.
She said what his pluses and his minuses was, just like she said what her pluses and her minuses was. And when she discussed the relationship, she was clear on
Now, let me ask.
areas
what age?
where areas where she could have did better, where he could have did better, where they were both at a where they
young
both
age.
fell short, where they both were a young age, where they both were immature, where ways where they could have probably come
Worked
together,
around it.
worked
What I'm saying,
around
That's
it.
a
what
very
age
kept
was this
things
explained to
together.
you?
Right. And and she explained that to me.
No, I'm saying, at
That's
what
a very
age was it
mature-
explained to you?
Very young.
Okay.
And
it was
as you go,
It was very young because my dad's been in prison the majority of my life.
Understandable.
So, at a young age, when I was like, yo, why I can't go see my dad? Why you won't take me to go see him? As a young boy. You
little
wanna
different
go see him.
situation because she couldn't really take you
no,
to see
but
him
you
like
know
that.
what? Not,
Or
a
your
different
pops didn't want you to see
situation.
him like that.
Right.
No, she
But
couldn't
a
see him
different
like that.
situation. But here's the thing: a very possible situation for her to talk down about him, and she
And
did.
she didn't,
And she
and
didn't.
that's what I'm saying.
And that's
great.
what I'm saying.
What I'm getting
that's
at is-
rare,
No,
though.
but really quickly, it's rare. But I want to salute it because it needs to be practiced more. I
I agree.
don't care if he left you at the club. I don't care if he, like I said, messed around with the cable lady. I don't care what he did to his children.
It's a different
Was he there
responsibility.
for the children?
Right.
We didn't get along.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't say this, but he wasn't shit as a dude, a boyfriend. But as for a father, anything you guys ever needed, he was here.
Right.
Or
And with Michael's situation, I understand it's a little bit different. So I understand why his mom did what she did. I'm talking more or less when the kids see both,
right.
where there's no need to down each other.
I would love to hear more that, you know what? My child's mother is an amazing mother.
Right.
She's over there raising the
Both
hell
mine.
out those kids.
Mine are.
Or you know what? I see this in my son and he gets it from his mother. Or you know what? She's over there raising them girls really well. That needs to happen more.
That's me.
And I think it all boils down to, and I say this a lot, the reason I started these conversations, for some reason, men and women don't have a good liking for each other right now. And a lot of it is because how we date. And we don't.
Money.
To me.
A good liking.
It's a lot of, I
You
mean,
said money.
it's always a one up. It's always either you how do I want to say? Now, you tell me if you agree or disagree. Does how you interact with a woman, I just mean interact with a woman based on what you see when you see her? Like, are you just respectful to women that you're attracted to?
Respectful or disrespect? I mean,
Meaning, oftentimes, if you see it as a possible situation,
okay.
the way you speak to her will change.
No.
That
Not for me-
happens
not
a
for
lot.
me, not for me.
It depends on how she carry herself.
Right.
It depends on how
Right.
she responds.
Right.
But
That
why-
happens
Why
on-
should that matter? Though?
It shouldn't,
Because
but
if
it
she a
happens.
ratchet
on-
and she, I'm gonna
Because-
treat her like a ratchet.
But
Why, though?
Shouldn't you have
Because-
a certain standard for how you treat whoever you treat?
I should,
No,
I
no,
guess.
Exactly.
What I
What I
should,
mean is-
that makes sense.
No, right.
I
well,
mean,
Exactly.
But is it logical?
But taking women out the picture.
I
right?
mean-
like, how you gonna treat him different than you treat me, or you just gonna be like, hey, I look at bros as bros. Like,
That's it,
you know,
right.
You
Unless
can't-
he come at you fast.
You can't
I
do
think,
that.
I think he,
Right.
I think he was more or less talking when you just hanging out and you see the ratchet one over there. You just gonna act a certain way
like
with
at
it.
the
And you about
But
to poke on
I
like,
think-
because
right,
are you
right.
like
and
or
what
whatever?
What
Oh,
Ed's
okay.
speaking on as when you meet someone or whatever, and it's what Michael just said. You already have your certain standards where you're going to meet anybody and greet anybody because you're giving everybody the benefit of the doubt from the beginning.
Correct.
Because when I meet you, what's up, little bro? What's happening, brother? What's happening, bro? What's happening, sister? You know, or you a woman or whatever. I'm like, hey,
I
how you
mean,
doing?
well, like you told me one time, you said, what did you say about how I treat people when they come? He was like, I treat, if I don't want to say Word, but
Speak
you
on it.
essentially, I ain't gonna do that because y'all be set tripping. You said I treat people across the board the same. I treat nuns and ips the same way when I
Yeah.
meet them.
Right.
And I think that's what Mike was saying about.
Yeah, at first meeting, of course,
Yeah,
you treat
yeah.
everybody with the
Right.
same respect you
Because
want to
I'm
get.
I
cordial
mean,
to
but
anyone.
when people, you can only meet people where they are, and then if they go to the left, you can choose.
Well, but
Well,
you
I
don't
mean,
necessarily have to
different.
go there.
You know what? Honestly, that's how men operate anyway.
Right.
We
Okay.
give everybody like the same respect in the
Right.
beginning. We'll greet each other the same way.
Right.
And if he own, we like, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I gotta watch you. And I think that's just more of just a barbaric state of what we have because we always are on protection mode 100% of the time. We have to.
Right, have to
And
be.
I do
Right.
want to ask this question. I'm going to get back to marriage because I have another question about that. I asked the question: when you meet another man, when you meet you, what is your default feeling? Is your default feeling, hey, that's my brother? Is your default feeling, let me feel this cat out?
You mean
Is
when
your-
you meet another man as far as
Yeah, that's
what?
what-
Just like
Dealing,
in
just
traffic.
meeting
just
one
in
period?
dealings. Like for example, if he's your Uber driver or somebody, or you walk up and you have to have maybe a three.
The
sentence
unknown is
conversation.
always eerie.
Yeah,
You-
Okay.
You want to
Okay.
find out what this person is on.
Okay.
That's-
for sure. Sometimes.
Well, you did it
Not
here.
all the time.
You
Sometimes.
did it here. A
What do
few
you
of us didn't know each other and none of that. So when we met outside before we came in the room and all that, we greeted each other, spoke to each other, and we got to know each other a little bit.
Well, I was kind of the neutralizer in that.
No,
because
yes
you
and
guys
no.
are.
It
Yes
don't
and no.
matter.
Yes and no.
Regardless if you hear it or not, we
Right.
have our own
Right.
temperature amongst each
Because
other.
now, if we
Okay.
would have came in here at once upon a time, if we was banging or something like that, it don't matter what you
It don't
came in and
matter
said.
at all.
I
I think
understand.
you from where, homie?
It's always
I don't got- right. That ain't gonna happen.
I understand.
So the difference was it's up to us as men when we all came in how we greeted each other and spoke to each other, and everybody did it in a cordial way, whether we knew each other or not. It's like, hey, how you doing, brother? You know, okay, and we get to talking, whether it's sports, cars, any whatever the conversation would be. It's us getting to know each other to a degree.
As far as men go, we always like, regardless of what's going on, we already assess: are you gonna be a problem,
Right.
or are you gonna be cool,
Right.
Because we already gonna be in protection mode
Right.
regardless. If you
Right.
give us the notion that everything is cool, then we, all right,
Right.
we'll lean back. But if you feel that this is gonna be all right, if
Not
we
like
with
hell,
somebody
so-
that we know, look, this dude over here,
Right.
we already done put the word out. Like, okay, if anything happen,
See, it's
you know,
the same,
it's just a natural
it's the same
nature.
difference with women. I mean, you might disagree, but a lot of times you go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's this group of women over here, this over here.
Yeah.
Look at her, what she got on.
Right.
They're looking up and down.
Real talk.
And we do the same thing to a
Y'all don't have
degree,
to talk
though.
to each other to
We
do it.
watching. If we all right here. If another dude walking the door, we kind of looking to see what his
Hey,
aura
what up?
is
Who's
and how he coming in. Did he come in like looking everybody up and down, or hey, how y'all doing, brothers? You
Yeah.
know, if he coming like that, everybody relax.
Everybody's
Again. We're
pretty
going right back to
cool.
what we was doing. But if you walk in
Yeah.
and then somebody speak to me like,
Yeah.
oh, now it's hold on.
this
bro.
nigga's a
You
weirdo.
look
Watch
a little
this nigga.
different,
Yeah,
right? My
definitely.
thing is now, I don't like your attitude, homie.
We start sizing
So
him up right then
right,
and there.
automatically,
I got
you
You
he
think of the
either
exit
gonna
plan.
lighten up, either gonna lighten up, or he gonna get up.
Yeah, the exit plan
You
is,
know,
is
right. You either lighten up or you get up.
I don't think these windows are that thick.
Right.
No,
Right.
for sure. Okay, I got it.
But I
Thank
think
you,
women
guys.
different. Y'all size each other up without even saying that.
Right, automatic.
Women, we're a whole different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Women are very hard
Girl,
on
I
each
can't
other.
believe she wore them shoes. Ugh.
Yeah.
Women are very hard on
Automatic,
each other.
automatic.
That's
As
a
soon as
whole.
women, as soon as she see the shoe,
Automatic.
I can't talk to her.
Right.
She wore those.
I can't believe you
Yeah.
bought those. Right. You
Yeah.
bought them. Girl,
Shoot.
look, oh, girl,
The
they was a
man-
Payless.
Yeah.
Good man.
Right, dudes ain't gonna trip.
She
You
wearing
right.
white after Labor
Yeah, it's
Day.
whatever. We see it do that whenever.
She wear white after Labor Day. She ain't- No, women, man, they husband can beat them, drag them down the stairs, they kill a cat, and be like, well, he was tired that day. Man, let me come in and wear the same lipstick she wearing.
Right.
Oh, this bitch. Here she go.
You know it.
Who is?
You know it.
I'm like,
That's-
come on,
that's
we
the thing.
we put each other through a lot, and I'm hoping that can change too. I'm hoping we.
Well, it's the same with us. It's the
Women
same
super
thing with
friend
brothers.
up
We
this-
do the same thing to a degree at certain times, but we just on a different level with it.
You
as
all
far
are
as women.
more. I'm not even gonna say laid back. You guys are more kind of. You're more. Yeah, you're
Our
more.
fight is aggressive. Is more aggressive than y'all. That's why.
The response is aggressive. The
If need be.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
analysis is very, very low,
Because the thing is that
low key.
the thing about it is that
Does that make sense?
y'all can size each other up and say, I can't believe she wore this. Dudes can size each other up and be like, I'm about to rob him.
See,
It's a difference. You get what I'm saying? It becomes way different. You know what I'm saying?
It was only me.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes assess on a different level.
oh,
It's
yeah.
either I'm about to rob you, we gonna jump you, we gonna
Something's
gonna happen.
Right.
or he gonna be my ally, or he gonna.
yeah,
be
it's gonna be either or. I think
can't-
women, y'all
but
can
like-
have that mental.
Yeah, but it's like you
for
said
sure.
earlier. It all depends on how you walk into that party, that gathering, whatever it is. It all depends on your attitude and how you walk in.
Right.
Because a certain dude gonna walk in, motherfuckers don't fuck with him.
Yeah,
Right.
or they
You
come
did,
there on
or
it. They come there on 10.
Right.
On
Part of-
10.
Yeah.
Right. Or if
Yeah.
they come in there like that, he the one that's gonna get he in trouble already.
I
He
got
ain't
you.
even knowing. He walked in the party, he getting his ass whooped, and he don't even know.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you that.
I-
all right,
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I literally when I was younger, I used to go to parties and the homies used to be in there and they used to bump into people on purpose to
Yeah.
get things popping.
Yeah.
He was one of them.
They
niggas.
bumping to me like, oh, that's what's up. Oh, okay, I didn't recognize you. Double checking everybody that was in there, and if they didn't recognize who was in there, it was on.
But that's that testosterone bullshit.
Yeah, that's what
build
I'm
up.
saying.
That's it.
It's different.
It's stupidity.
Our stuff is aggression. It's just built up.
Think
We
about
ready
it.
for
You
war.
go to a
90
party.
cents a time.
It's 5 dudes over here, 30 women,
Mm-hmm.
2 dudes walking the party. All these women in here. Now that means we got 2 or 3 women apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Who is
See?
them? Who is
Them
them?
Yeah.
niggas over there.
Yeah, don't let him go up.
Yeah,
either.
yeah, you
Don't
did.
let him get the party
But we
started.
sitting here tripping on these 2 dudes. All these women in here.
Yeah.
Because you going. When we go to parties, we go to any event. What we going for? Looking for women.
That part.
You know.
Mhm.
But the first, who is them clowns?
Yeah.
Where they from? What they doing? You know. Instead of us like, okay, man. Hey, some of us might lose a woman, man, because it's 2 more dudes. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? Instead of
Right.
looking at that situation, we more or less, who are they? Where they from? You know.
Mhm.
And these dudes might be walking in. Hey, how's it going?
Right.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna say for me though, I want to defer. I'm curious to hear.
I'm
gonna say for me though.
Because the boss here, from what I can tell, is the only one married out of all 3 of us.
Right.
So he should be leading this marriage convo because I'm really curious to hear how you made your choice.
Ooh.
Like, how did you pick
Ooh.
and say, yo, this is who I'm going to rock with?
Ooh. Good.
Better for worse.
Yeah, what was the
Appreciate you,
process?
co-host.
What was the course of that?
Mike.
I used to be a whore, bro. I used to be a straight up whore.
Still don't
married
love
men
him though.
were.
Nah.
Most
So-
men were.
He loved one.
Yeah, I do.
The one he put a ring.
I met my wife when I was 17.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, wow, y'all was young.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
2003. I was doing things to get money, what young niggas do, make mistakes or whatever. I had a lot of it.
Mm.
I lost all of it. Went to jail a little bit.
Mm.
She held me down, paid my rent, bought me
No.
clothes. Yeah.
Wow.
Never brought it up in my face. I'm doing all this type of shit.
Mm.
Got back on legally.
Mm.
She stuck around, bruh. She took care of me.
Wow.
I was like, that's my wife.
Hey,
Like,
That is. Go ahead.
that is a wife.
it's like this.
Toast to it.
Agree with that.
That is paramount with men.
The blueprint.
Oh,
That's
yeah, definitely.
paramount with men,
Definitely.
correct?
It is.
The
It is.
blueprint.
Is it?
Like
is
she
it-
here for me.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Is it paramount for men when? And I remember you talking about the expectation. You don't have expectation with anything except for being a woman. But the expectation is that if a storm comes like that, that she down and she got you. That factors into the possible wifey,
Definitely.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
As
Of course.
opposed, right?
No, of course. I won't even mess
And I
with a
and I
woman.
say in heated arguments, never brought up in
Never brought it.
never
up.
brought it
Nah,
up.
that's dope.
See,
That's off the
She's
chain
looking
right
at your
there.
character.
Right.
And I don't think we do that enough. We don't look at people's character. The character builders is what tell you what's gonna happen. I promise you.
No, I
People
agree.
don't look at that.
You know why? Because too much. Most of the time, it's always physical.
Oh yeah, and then physical
At the
physical
beginning, I'm saying
matters.
at the beginning. No, I agree. I agree to a degree. To a degree. Because now, let's be real.
Physical is gonna
No,
make you.
I was just
cock
talking.
your head
I was
back
just
and
talking about this with someone else the other day. That you can meet that person, they can be bomb as hell, fine as fuck, whether it's a man or female. But if they attitude fucked up or you don't get along with them, it don't matter how fine they are. I wouldn't give a shit.
Fuck titties.
You know, I know titty man.
These
myself
are
personally.
jokes.
But I get
Literally
you. But what I'm
figuratively.
saying,
What man are you? You're a leg man,
yeah,
huh?
I like legs.
You're a
legs and
leg
eyes.
man.
Yeah, legs
You're a
and-
leg
legs
man.
and
What
eyes,
about
yeah.
you, Mikey?
I mean, I think what he described is the only way women tend to get married, right? Because what he described was the unicorn. I think so many women look at marriage as what I'm going to get from it. But he found a woman right off the bat. And notice the correction. I didn't say a chick. I didn't say a girl, a woman. That understood that.
I was investing in him.
Right. What can I add to him to make him whole? What can I bring to him to help him be a better man? And that is a very simple thing that is very hard to find. I think many women that find themselves struggling to find a husband don't necessarily start there. You know what I mean? If you're calling it the starting point, that's the starting point.
No, I got you.
Then the next thing, think about it. What he said. He out there hustling, so he making money.
See, and that's what I was talking about too. When you hustle, that's gonna put you in a line of fire.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the hustling part, but what I'm saying.
What you mean?
Right, but I'm saying the thing is, he out there making money, so he had loot.
No,
he lost it all.
I understand that.
She was still there.
No, for sure.
That's the key.
But what I'm saying is, oftentimes, if somebody is hustling because of hustle, because they don't want to do X, Y, Z, you hustling to survive, that's gonna put you in a line of fire. And the expectation is, if this cat's character, what is his character? And I know if there were circumstances to do other things, you can take a person's character and put them in different segments in life and in different settings, and they're going to rise or fall. If you're a hustler and just have like a certain mindset set and you don't have that character to carry that into different areas, that's different. She saw who you were, not what your circumstances were.
Right, and that's what.
And that matters. What is his character? Is his character something you're willing to build with? Does it mesh with what your virtues are? And that's a thing. Virtues are a thing. Are virtues on your list?
But that's the thing.
Right?
A lot of women don't
care
look
about
at
your
that.
character.
Do men?
No. Talking about where
do men?
Okay, see, a lot of times with us,
I do.
Yeah, right. We want now. Yeah, we looking at hoochies all day. We looking at the broad walking down the street with her ass hanging out, but we don't want our woman walking down the street with her ass hanging out.
The
You did what I'm saying?
It's
You
hanging out,
did.
I'm
So
looking.
it's the same difference from the song. We want a freak in the bedroom, but a woman, all the whole get down. Yeah.
Why everybody got to know she a freak? Ain't that like a violation?
No,
said
we
said
don't
in the
want
bedroom.
our women to be known as
a
freaks.
freak.
Thank you.
See, I like
But-
But our women.
No,
But
what we're
this the
saying.
thing. We want the confidence of that, though.
Right.
Right.
Now,
Gotcha.
right now,
Gotcha.
we
The
know-
performance.
right. Now, most men, right, that part. There you go. But see, and that's the thing with the men. We want our woman to carry herself as a woman.
Got you.
But now, at the same time, we gonna look. If you out there with your ass hanging out, we looking.
And
men.
I got you.
But we don't want our woman looking that way. So a lot of times with us, we may look at this, but we prefer this one over here.
Not
It
for
could
sure.
be we go to the party, we see the one on the floor getting her freak on, everybody smacking that ass. Yeah, we might dance with her, smack some ass too.
Yeah, she
But
let
I'm gonna
you.
talk to her friend that's been sitting over there at the chair, kind of cool, look cool with her little fit on and look nice. That's what I'm gonna get at later on.
That's who you want to spend.
Right,
Like that's who
right.
you want to have
That's
a
about to be my.
conversation.
She's gonna be my girlfriend.
With women,
Got you.
now
And that
with
other
women,
thing is
That's something I'm
women looking
focusing on.
at who the baller coming in, who got on the Gucci, who got
Some
on the Louis Vuitton.
women.
I'm gonna say
Nowadays, majority.
mass
That's
majority
a lot higher
of the
than
women.
that.
You said what?
Right, the
Nowadays?
mass majority
Nowadays,
of the
it's
women, right.
majority.
They're gonna look at who got on Louis, who got on
now.
the Gucci.
Here's the thing. Watch your tone. Not your tone. My apology. Watch your terms. When I say watch your terms, I'm not saying watch your terms.
No,
I'm
okay.
saying use your terms carefully when you talk about that. Just like you guys said, the woman, his woman. He didn't say his girl. He didn't say that's something over there. So when you talk about what women look at, women don't look at that.
We're saying the majority of women, but you're speaking.
I'm saying
you're
women
speaking
don't.
From your perspective as a woman,
I'm saying
we're speaking
women
as
don't.
men.
Okay, listen what I'm saying. I think I'm going to try and say it again. When you guys were establishing the girl on the floor dancing at the club, you smacking that ass and putting money. Is that a woman?
No.
To you?
No.
Right. So look at that term.
But it may be.
No, that's
So
what
when
he's
you,
saying.
so
That's
what
exactly
he-
what he's
so
saying.
what he's saying is that women look at if he coming in with Gucci and stuff like that. Are those women or are those opportunities? Are they women?
Those are still
But
no, they're not
still
women.
Are they
No,
girls?
now,
That's
see,
what I'm
now,
saying.
now,
Are they?
Now to go back to what you just asked.
BT just
Now
hit
to go
it.
back to
They
what you just
girls,
asked.
they
To
bitches,
be
they
honest with you, that one that's on the
skanks.
floor shaking her ass and all that, she's still a woman.
Well,
If
here,
you're asking in
not
that, right?
the term-
what
the
I'm saying-
gender-wise, she's a
no,
woman.
what I'm saying, she's not the woman that you want.
Gender-
She's not the woman that
gender-wise.
I
Well,
want.
let's change the term.
But somebody
she's
might
not,
want
She's not wifey.
For us,
You get what I'm saying?
She's not a wife.
His
For us.
wife.
That's what it is.
Opinion of it.
Woman. His woman.
Some dudes may like her.
His woman got pressure and grew into a wife. You get what I'm saying?
So you
Before he
talking
went
about like a
in, he probably
diamond.
saw her as a girl, or that's my girlfriend. When he got out, he saw her. That's my
Or,
wife.
shit, let's keep it honest.
Okay.
I
It's
just
a
want to get at
difference.
that.
What
I
you
need to
show
hit that.
is way different.
That's us at the
I got
beginning.
you.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's us. Oh man, I need to hit that. That's how we looking at everything.
Oh, for sure.
We looking at most of the time when we meet a woman, it's never like, oh, that's gonna be my wife. No, and
The
don't get me
attraction
wrong. I
level,
know it
yeah,
has
that's
been there
anybody
before,
level.
but most of the time it's like,
That's men and women,
you
though.
look good. I need to get at that.
Right.
Now
Women do
you
the
don't
same
even
thing.
right, exactly. But what I'm saying now, speaking back to what I was saying earlier, is the fact of most of the time, especially like you said, these days, but it's always been, women are looking at who that come in. What either the pretty boy, the dude with the money, the dude with the fly ride, the dude with the different things that's going to catch their attention first. You know, so
I mean, it's the
Here's
same
what-
thing.
know it.
It's still the same thing.
right. That's what I'm saying. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily that we saying that she's not a woman because she on the floor freaking. I'm gonna respect her still as a woman.
It's the character. It's
Right.
The character.
But now that's not the one woman I
Can we
want to
take
be
a
with or
quick-
get with.
Can we take a quick?
Time out.
Yes. Can we take a quick timeout?